This mirror, oh my goodness, is there no solution to this?
Valley Club, with the introduction of the Fantastic Four, the new arena meta is here in Marvel Strike Force. And in this video, we're going to take you through every team that you need to win in arena with Professor X, without Professor X, and a lot more. And if you're ready to see how to win in arena right now, you don't need to do Valley Club. Find that like button and let's go smash it. And welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin. I hope you're having an excellent day and I hope you're ready to get more wins in arena. We have a new arena meta team in the Fantastic Four MCU and a bunch of different combinations to depending what is on defense that we're going to go over in this video. If you get some value from this video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell so you know as soon as a brand new video goes up. At least 5 pieces of Marvel Strike Force content every single week on this channel. But let's jump into the game and talk about the key to pretty much all the arena teams right now, and that is Franklin Richards. And the main thing, you want 2 other Fantastic Four MCU allies with him, because when he has 2 or more allies, enemies cannot have their speed increase except by positive effects. So that is going to be key. He also has this big ultimate here that has the battlefield effect, Future Foundation, and can apply silence to other characters. So Franklin Richards is going to be the key to arena. Let's talk about my save squads, and these are the main 2 teams that I'm using. I don't have Professor X, so currently I'm not able to beat a Professor X on defense with the Fantastic Four. We are able to beat a Professor X on defense without the Fantastic Four, but with Professor X with Fantastic Four, you do need a Professor X and a Fantastic Four of your own. So any teams without the Fantastic Four or without Professor X, we are able to beat it with either this team or this team. I'll show you the matchups that we use. This one, you do need to use this team to beat a matchup with Quasar, and then this team could beat pretty much any matchup without Professor X and without Quasar. Now, as far as the matchups that you need for Professor X, these are the teams. Now, I don't have Professor X, so I wasn't able to build a save squad with Professor X, but if you take Mephisto out of these 3 squads and put Professor X in his place, these are the squads that are needed to beat Professor X with Fantastic Four teams. So Fantastic Four MCU with Professor X and Black Cat, or Fantastic Four MCU with the Black Cat, but with Human Torch instead of Mr. Fantastic. And then if they have a Quasar, you're going to use the Fantastic Four MCU with Professor X and Havoc. Now, because I don't have Professor X, I can't show you these matchups. And the reason we have Black Cat on these 2 teams is we want to use our special to trauma stun the opposing Franklin Richards. And then we could use our Invisible Woman to either ability block the Professor X with the special, or use the ultimate to try to get as much damage on the Professor X as possible and trying to kill that opposing Professor X before they take a turn. If the opposing Professor X takes a turn before yours, you could be in trouble, but you want to try to have that opposing Professor X eliminated with the combination of the Invisible Woman and then stunning the Franklin Richards for this. Now, if they have a Quasar, you're not going to be able to do that, and you just want to go all in on their Professor X trying to eliminate them. So that is why we have Havoc here. Assuming that your Havoc is big enough to do a bunch of damage, you want to go with Franklin Richards, the ultimate Invisible Woman, and the ultimate of Havoc, trying to kill that opposing Professor X. If you are able to do that, you're in good shape. If not, could be a struggle for the battle. Now, if you're seeing a Professor X without the Fantastic Four MCU, which is pretty rare nowadays, this team with the Fantastic Four MCU, Old Man Logan and Shadow King should be able to beat that. Those teams are getting less and less common, so you may not even need this team because you may not be seeing a Professor X without the Fantastic Four. And if you don't have any of the Mephistos or Odins, Professor X of your own, this is probably the team that I would be building towards. And as you get Odins and other characters, you could slot out probably the Human Torch, but it's definitely revolving around Franklin Richards, Mr. Fantastic, and Invisible Woman, then Quasar in that spot. And then once you get some of these other characters like the Odins or a Shadow King, you could slot in other characters there. Or if you see a Quasar on defense, you could use this team down here. But let's talk about this team. This team up here at the top, 3 Fantastic Four MCUs with Shadow King, with Odin, beats pretty much all the teams without Professor X and without Quasar here. So let's go on stream and replay the few battles that we had with this team. And then we went out into a confusing team. Quasar on defense. We tried a few different combos, was not able to beat that until we used Kang and Quasar, and we actually used the ultimate for Quasar on Odin. We tried a matchup using the trying to get some adjacent target damage on Odin. That didn't work. We want to use the ultimate from Quasar on Odin. So we'll take you through all these matchups, our wins, some of our experiments, how we lost to Quasar on defense, and then how we eventually beat Quasar on defense with this team here. All right, Valley Club. So we have a few different matchups here. We're going to play the one with Mephisto. Then, since there's a lot of ones with Odin and Null, we're going to do that one as well. So first battle, we're going to play the Fantastic Four, the three of them. Null, Mephisto on defense. We are going to use our own Fantastic Four, Odin and Shadow King. We want to ability block their Franklin. Let's go. All right. We go with our Franklin. We get the move off, takes the taunt off of their Mr. F. And Shadow King special on their Franklin. No silence to us. And oh, their Franklin's dead. All right, let's bring them all together, ladies and gentlemen. Invisible Woman with the big pull. Odin, lots of assists. We can do the special once he goes. Oh man, let's get the special. This will get his, actually no. We have a Fantastic 400 now. Never mind. All right, let's go work on Odin. All right, Mephisto. Up there, Mr. F is almost dead. 3 more turns. 2 more turns. Let's get Shadow King. Big ult, big AoE. Mephisto not quite dead. There he goes. Odin with the extra assist. And Null. Will they take a turn? No, they won't. Let's end it with the special instead of the basic. There we go. 32 has a very similar team, but instead of Mephisto, they have a Odin on defense, plus the Fantastic 4-3. Let's go. We're going to go with the exact same team. Shadow King, same strategy here. We're going to go start. Franklin Richards, same thing. We're going to go with the ultimate, put the silence on everybody. Removes the taunt off of their Mr. F. There they go. And now we go Shadow King again on their Franklin Richards. And we should be pretty good at this point. There we go. Franklin almost dead. There he goes. Franklin dead again. Bigger Franklins won't die, but you'll at least get the ability to block, not allow him to do that ult and get that silence on everybody. All right, there goes the Mr. F. We're getting a lot of assists from Odin. Let's go with the special. Get the offense ups, help us out again. All right, there Odin has a special. We get the Null now. And now we Mr. Fantastic them. Remove the barrier. Odin's still a problem, but he is our primary target right now. All right, let's get the big AoE from Shadow King. And now if we basic with our Odin, we should have the battlefield effects, but doesn't matter. Let's kill their Odin. Now they just have an Invisible Woman and a Null. There goes the Invisible Woman. And with just a Null, we could hit auto and get the guy down. There he goes. What we want to beat their Franklin Richards. If we can't beat their Franklin Richards in this mirror match, no Professor X either, it's gonna be a problem. So let's go. All right, and our Franklin Richards go. This may be the key. All right, Franklin Richards goes. We need Kang. Let's go with Kang. Let's slow this section down here. I really don't want Franklin to take a turn here. All right, so he has a slow, and then we want to target Odin with this. All right, I guess we're going to try to get, actually, let's go in this section here. Attacking primary and adjacent targets. We'll hit Odin a little bit, and then hopefully kill their Franklin. All right, the Franklin is down. There are the Mr. Fantastic is down, and it looks like we found a solution to this. Just gotta make sure that their Odin does not start to go crazy. He is silenced. Okay, so no effects from Odin there. All right, we're removing some of the battlefield effects. This is a little more promising than before. Let's go with a Kang ult. Very minimal damage. It's kind of to be expected. Odin has his basic going now. We are in trouble. All right, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna go Quasar on Odin and see if that has enough damage to stop him from getting his battlefield effects off. All right, so our Franklin goes. Moves a taunt off of their guy. Let's put the slow here again. But on this section here, Odin gets a little bit slower, but now let's go ultimate right on Odin. Okay, and that is the damage. That is how we beat them. Okay, so the turn order, very important. Making sure you do enough damage on Odin. And that is the way to get through this team here. All right, we're still not through. They still have a Quasar. They still have an invisible woman, but I think this is the combo to win, guys. There's some experimentation that we need to do, but we found a way to beat this team, and yeah, so that should be arena solved at this point, guys. There goes. Oh, not yet, not yet. There he goes. Okay, so with the teams that you saw here today, hopefully now you are able to beat whatever you see on defense. The only caveat is if you're seeing a lot of Professor X with the MC, you don't have a Professor X of your own. You're gonna struggle a little bit until you get a Professor X of your own, but yeah, pretty much everything else you should be able to beat with these teams that we talked about today. Hopefully you got some value from this video, and it allows you to get more power cores, climb higher in arena. If you did get the value though, leave it a like, check out some of the other videos on the channel, and if you want to see the only 10 teams that you need to win right now in Marvel Strike Force, check out the video up there. I will see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Hulk fist bump. ValleyFlyin out. Take care, guys.